You know, black women, I just wanted to talk about that statue again in Times Square, right? And I also wanted to talk about his other statues because he has a few statues in different places all over the world. Well, not all over the world, in specific places in the world. He has a little girl in Belgium, right? And I find that to be funny too because, you know, places like Belgium and Germany and stuff like that, you know, I'm trying to say this the right way without sounding crazy, right? They have special services over there, and sometimes they have little girls at that age that participate in those services, right? And it's funny how everywhere he puts these statues, it's like a particular culture where they are, where that black woman is stereotyped or is estimated to have a certain low expectation about her because of that element. All right, fucking, let me just say it. Okay, in Belgium, right, they have teenage prostitutes. And it's not by coincidence, I don't give a fuck what nobody says, that he put that statue of that teenage girl with the braids in her hair, the t-shirt and the jeans in Belgium, okay? That's not by coincidence, right? So what you're saying is, that is, as far as the culture goes over there with them doing that the expectation for that little girl is to be what you want her to be. And you're also putting the thought in other people's heads that because this is a part of the element of the culture here, when we see these little black girls, this is what we're going to think about them. This is yet again another psychological strategy to play on people's dark psychology and also to keep continuing anti-blackness towards black women and girls. Now, the other statues he has, where it's just like the heads of the women and the guys, why is it that every one of these statues are the fucking stereotypes of black people? Like, you never see any of these statues with like sharp features, chiseled features, almond-shaped eyes, or any of the many different versions and looks that black people come. It's always the same shit. Wide, flat faces with no real exotic look to it, right? Big ass wide bell pepper noses, big nostrils flaring. I'm not being fucking funny right now when I'm saying this. I'm being for real. Like, he can't just take a black person and, you know, make the statue of a black person with a narrow nose, or maybe another person with a button nose. Every one of his statues is black people with big ass fucking noses. Basically, every stereotype that people have said about black people, even though you do have black people that look like this, every statue is like that. He doesn't have one statue of a black woman going to college, graduating from college. He doesn't have any physicians as black women. He doesn't have any teachers as black women. Aren't they regular everyday people too? He doesn't have any women with like pressing curls in their hair. You ever notice he has all these old style fucking braiding styles that nobody really wears like that? And have you noticed that when it comes to the men statues, the majority of them are in two-piece suits? But the women and the girls, they're in like cheap, raggedy shit that a person throws on when they don't give a fuck about what they look like today. A busted fucking plain t-shirt and either a pair of fucking leggings or a pair of jeans. What kind of shit is that? Where does he live where he has all these plain ass people walking around looking like they don't give a fuck about how they leave out the house? Anywhere you go in this world, you're gonna see very nice looking black women. Why are none of them depicted in his statues? And you know the other thing, he's priding himself on talking about, oh, I just want to show people in this simple form. I don't want to, you know, play up to any stereotypes of the excellence or whatever word he used. But he is stereotyping with these with these statues. He's using every negative stereotype about our supposed collective ugliness in those statues. And the excellence that he should be putting in the statues, like the sisters that run track and got them badass bodies, or ballerinas who are perfectly sculptured and defined from head to toe. Why aren't they one of the statues? What about all our sisters that lift weights and they got really nice athletic muscular bodies and they could have on shorts or wear their workout wear? Why doesn't he have any of those women? What about the black women who are born naturally muscular, or the ones like me who are slim, I guess slim thick, whatever you want to call it? But why aren't we there? Where are the petite black women? Where are the tall black women? Like, where are the black women who have the Coca-Cola body proportions? Where are the overweight black women that have bodies that are fucking bad as fuck? Like shaped all kinds of ways, looking beautifully curvy. Where are they? Naturally buxom black women that look fine as fuck. Where are they? But yet, he doesn't want to stereotype us as black women. I think he is definitely stereotyping us, but he's doing it to the negative extent. He has no statues that are positive in our image. And I mean that to the sense of his words. Like, I think his words were something about he didn't want to do excellence or something like that. Like, why not? Why don't you want to show the world that black women are educated, black women are beautiful, black women are sexy as fuck, our bodies look good? Why don't you want to show those attributes about us, since it is about bullshit aesthetics, right? Why didn't you put the best of us forward and then have some of those as well, some of those statues that you have? But you notice every statue is just like somebody who really looks like they don't have a lot of care about themselves, period. All of them, except for the dudes in the suits. And nobody's seeing that correlation. Like the men, it's like the men are just there. It's like they're just filling up an empty void. But with the women, there's always this like attitude on their face. There's always this prevailing presence of the angry black woman trope. There's always that sassy black woman trope, because too many of his statues have the black women with their hands on their hips and their head is postured in a way where it look like they're about to cuss somebody out or say something fucked up. Is that not a stereotype? It motherfucking sure is. This nigga is a piece of shit, okay? He really is. And that's what it all comes down to. I'm honestly telling you, I can't wait until, I don't remember, I think it's June 9th or something like that, but they get his motherfucking exhibit the fuck up out of here, okay? We don't need that shit. And sometimes, right, y'all gotta think a little bit past the surface shit, right? I don't have a problem with the statue being a black woman. I have a problem with the symbolism of the statue. The statue is there during a very highly racial climate where people have an issue with black women. Women are losing their rights. Black women are trying to excel and get away from problematic poverty, black males, black femicide, black human trafficking, right? At the same time, having to deal with a racist in the presidency who's trying to take away women's rights to try to force women, especially black women, back into poverty, back into the dangerous relationships and households with these black males who are killing us every 4 to 5 hours of the day, sexually violating and raping our daughters as teenagers, and also making our black girls and women disappear to Never Never Land, right? While they are also human trafficking them and organ trafficking them. So excuse me if I don't think that this statue shit is something as simplistic as people are trying to make it, when I know it's not. First off, this is a black male we're talking about. They never have anything positive to say about black women. And the nigga is a foreigner with a white motherfucking mother on top of it, right? He's a half-breed, biracial motherfucker from UK with a white mama. Caribbean bastard, right? So you think he's going to really do something complimentary towards American black women, if that's even supposed to be who those statues represent. Because you notice, right, they look more American. They don't look like African people that or Caribbean people who are usually in the UK, right? So that is another reason why I know it is a stereotypical attack on us, because he is a Caribbean. He knows what Africans and Caribbeans look like in the UK. Why don't your statues reflect that? All of his statues are reflecting like 1990s, late 1980s, little black girls on the block, and the so-called welfare queen. That's what those fucking statues are representing. And I'm dead serious. If you go to pull up the news from back in those days, when Senator Moynihan and who else was calling them welfare queens? Clinton was calling them welfare queens. Ronald Reagan was calling them welfare queens. I don't think Bush and Carter, they didn't call them that. But if you just go to the specific presidents that were calling black women welfare queens, every single one of those black women in those videos, the footage of those videos where they were showing the low expectation they had of black women and girls, they all look like those statues. And the black women and girls that were in college, graduated from college, or had professional jobs, they never included any of them in the videos. And that's the same thing this dude is doing with this fucking bullshit ass exhibit. Like I said, he's supposed to be just making statues of the everyday person, right? So where are the other everyday people? He keeps replicating the same stereotypical frumpy, fucking uncouth looking black person. But there are no beautiful ones. There are no overly sexy ones. There are no in shape ones. There are no naturally curvy ones. He ain't doing none of that shit. All he's doing is the angry black woman. Or actually, he's doing a progression to angry black women. He has the little girls leading up to the women. He's not slick. So basically what he's doing is setting up black women and young girls as prey for all the anti-blackness, for all of the anti-black stereotyping of women and girls. And this is what he's doing. And you can't tell me he's not. Because if you look at where all of his statues are at, they're all in places where the black women and girls that live in those areas have a lot of issues to deal with every day. You can't tell me that's not coincidence. That's fucking deliberate. And the men, go look at the shit. Go look at his other exhibits, especially the one in LA, right? And then the one in Belgium. The men are just like empty, like I saw, like empty vessels, empty suits. They're just there. No real expressions. You can't tell if the motherfucker's thinking, if he got a brain in his head, nothing. He's just a face in a suit. But a suit, though. This motherfucker is not wearing a t-shirt and a pair of jeans or trousers. He got on a full motherfucking suit. So why is he so different from the black women and girls? Because you know why? Because that dude is showing you through his own prejudice that he's going to respect the black male statues that he makes and make them socially accepted or socially respectable, right? But with the women, they get no respectability. They just got to be out there any way they can. And like I said in the other video, which it is true, he also is making them look like the black women that were on the slave auction blocks. Yep. So that dude is really a piece of shit. He really is. And I just can't wait for his exhibit to be fucking over, because y'all also understand that it's political as well. Like, there's many black women that have been on these apps trying to get other black women to understand that we got to vote in every special election and really come hard in the midterm, right? So when we're trying to tell you to gear up, get yourself prepared so that we could get rid of this president and get our country back into some type of semblance, right? Some type of normalcy that we're used to. They're doing things like this to push back against the image of black women, the likability of black women, so that people have a problem with the things that we say to them, so that if we suggest something to them, people will have the first tendency to go, fuck them, I don't even like them. This is why they do all of this stuff. Because I was just thinking about all the shit that has happened with black women when you like go back a week or whatever, right? So you got the Cassie shit, right? You got the domestic violence looming around women. You have all of the issues looming around Beyonce with all the shit they didn't like because she used a fucking image of some dumbass fucking listen, her, and then her being the 50-foot woman. That's an old movie she did the little short clip of in her video, right? Then you have this statue of this broad in the middle of Times Square. So it is just like one negative thing after another negative thing, or if you don't want to say a negative thing, one incident after another where they're trying to pull the whole world's attention towards everything and the scrutiny of black women. So basically, a black woman can't be wrong, she can't be right, she can't be independent, she can't be submissive. It's always going to be a fucking problem. And this is the climate they continue to promote because they don't want the message that you're trying to get to other women, whatever that message may be. Stop with the marriage because you know they have the SAVE Act. When you get married and you take your husband's name, they already wrote an executive order where you no longer have the right to vote. Stop doing that. When we come on and we tell you stop having children, because right now they are literally in different states creating fucking laws like what is it called, the heartbeat law or something like that, right? Where there's a black woman right now on life support in Georgia. She's been on life support for months. She's brain dead, but they're keeping her body alive, thinking that they're going to grow a healthy baby out of a dead woman's body because she was pregnant when she had an aneurysm and died in the hospital. The very same hospital that didn't do everything they could to keep her from surviving that aneurysm. They sent her home instead of giving her medication that would have prevented the aneurysm, in my opinion, and had sent her to at least a neurologist so that they could find out what exactly was going on with her because her head was hurting. Nah, they let her die. And now her, as well as many other women, are laying in hospital beds all around the country because of these heartbeat laws, right? Where if a woman is pregnant, she's dead or not, if they could detect the heartbeat of the baby when the mother is dead, they're going to try to keep the mother's body alive to have this child. Now, the problem with that, y'all, is that you need more than a body to have a healthy child be birthed into the world. Because remember, mothers, and especially black mothers, and this is the black women I'm talking about, we pass along a special mitochondrial DNA to our daughters only. So if her brain is dead and only her body is being functioned by machines, the baby is not getting any of the stuff that it actually needs from the mother when the mother's brain is alive, well, and working, creating different hormones, different fluids, different everything that this baby needs to grow and be healthy and become what it needs to become. Like, the mother's brain literally develops the fetus into, the mother's brain develops the embryo into a fucking fetus, okay? So if her brain is not working and is dead, that baby's not going to be healthy and more than likely will be born stillbirth. The things I'm saying to y'all is like, all of these things or why this statue and what it represents, the stereotyping, the symbolism of it, the abuses on women's rights is important. And it all circles around that statue. It really does. Because when you think about shit, I'm going to get back to the thing I was saying about the lady in the hospital in a minute, but they always coming after black women because they want us to be responsible for these fucking black male animals that roam the streets, right? Remember that video I put up a long time ago with the professor that was saying, you know, we need to take them in because men without women on the streets who are poor, impoverished, and mentally ill is dangerous for society. So what she was saying was, it's better for them to be dangerous around us than for everybody else in society. this is all linked to this fucking statue and all of their low expectations of us and how they feel like we should be the fucking sacrifice for everybody else. Anyway, that black lady in Georgia, she's dead, and they're literally using her body as an incubator. And they have done this before with other women, but guess what? None of those babies lived. So they're experimenting on women to find the one woman who will actually be able to have the baby and the baby live and actually be healthy. And they don't even have the common sense to realize that if the mother is dead, how do you expect a dead woman to give birth to a healthy fucking baby? Are you insane? That will never work. But anyway, everything that I'm talking about, even though it seems like I'm rambling, I'm all over the place, it has to do with representation. It has to do with the way people think about you. It has to do with the individual interpretation of what somebody's looking at. If a person has nothing but hate for you as a black woman, and they're staring at that statue, and that statue is not attractive, it is not alluring in any way, it is not in any way positively representing black women, right? That makes their hate for you grow more. And that's really the point I'm trying to make. It's not that I'm hating on black women that are bigger or have weight on them. That would be stupid because we come in all sizes, right? In all shapes. But it's the fact that when you have this mammy looking fucking statue, right? After seeing the movie Sinners, and they had a mammy looking fucking love interest for Michael B. Jordan, who it may have liked Annie in the movie, but don't fucking like black women in real life, it's problematic. It is. And it makes people hate the thing that you're making a spectacle more and more than if you weren't even in their mind or anywhere for them to think about you. Like, I keep telling y'all, a lot of this shit is done through dark psychology. It is a way to manipulate people. And everybody's falling for it because instead of them thinking about all of the social conditions around the statue, they keep thinking about, oh, y'all are just trying to attack the fat black woman because she's not beautiful and thin. Nobody's giving a fuck about that. It's the fact that they're trying to drag us by using this fucking statue. Everybody knows there's fat black women. Everybody knows there's skinny black women, healthy black women, overly shapely black women. Everybody knows that. But when you put something that is unattractive to people in the middle of the city, making it a huge fucking spectacle, people are going to have their own opinion about it. They're going to make decisions about it. And it's not going to be positive, because if it's not pretty to look at, or pleasing to look at, people automatically go to the toxic. And there's many studies on that. But I just can't get over black women always trying to make everything so superficial, like, oh, it's just because you don't like her because she's fat and she looks like the ordinary person. I don't know a motherfucking person in my circle that looks like that statue or any other fucking statue that they had of those women and girls. And I'm dead serious. Every little girl I know that's related to me or that is in my family or an extension of my family, they don't even wear those two cornrows down their heads like that anymore. Shit, I got a little cousin that's like 4 or 5 years old. Her mother takes her to the salon to get her hair braided. Her hair is braided in all these intricate cornrows with beads and shit coming down one side. That little girl never has no bland ass hairstyle. So none of those people in that exhibit are anybody that I see every day, men or women, or males or women. And then even with the little girl who's in Belgium, right, that's the teenage age of some of those prostitutes out there. Those little girls don't look like that. They don't look like that at all. Them too, they're wearing what you guys call it, bust downs or whatever. They have the long straight hair. Some of them also have gone back to the Japanese style hair with the big fucking bang like Megan was wearing with the long hair. They look dolled up. And honestly, When young girls are turning into teenagers, because I did it too, you want to look your best all the time. You are overly occupied with your beauty and how you look and the way you present yourself to the world. This guy is just full of shit. Is it everybody? No. But the majority of us did it. Like, I mean, to me, the only thing that I see obviously about this dude is he's a fucking liar and a hypocrite. He's saying that he doesn't want to stereotype the black people in the statues or the image of what the statue represents, but that's exactly what he's doing. That's exactly what he's doing. You want people to think the majority of black women look like those statues, and they don't. Some do, but the majority of them don't. The majority of them are very attractive, better than average looking black women. It makes no sense. But this is continuing the belief, the lie, and the stereotype that all black women are ugly. We're all fat. We're all the. That's just haven't they been saying that shit online with Kevin Samuels and Tommy Sotomayor and all the motherfuckers for the last 30 years? It's the same shit. And this dude is probably a fucking incel from the UK.